the bottom left-hand side, the red Protoss player is going to be herO. Going up against the representative of Team Liquid. In the top right, it is herO. Let's see what exactly is going to come of this. Already a very early probe across the map, so herO trying to be the one to take control and to take a little bit of attention of his own towards Q's side early, so herO just trying to be a bit of a nuisance early and get this underway. Probe gets pushed around. Is going to be taken out over this side. And the SCV going to turn on the probe again. It's going to be rough for herO. I mean, I think herO looking so good against MaxPax is obviously a good sign. I will say, though, if herO can defend the early game better, that's when MaxPax was fine. If MaxPax got through the early game without issue, the setup he had was great, so I guess that kind of comes down to how you defend early. How this might end up playing out. Probe on a little bit of patrol. Nexus is coming through. Let's see that Stargate coming up on the side of herO. As Reaper hops up, Reaper hops down, is actually going to go down there. So that's actually a little bit sad for herO because now he's got no information at all apart from the fact he saw an Adept. So he's very blind. He does not know what's happening in the slightest. Pretty sure he would have liked that to go a bit differently. This would have mine. Does knock the probe down. CC building up in the main, getting ready to jump down to the low ground here. A couple extra probes coming out. The Adept is still shading forwards. It's going to be, I think we're just trying to keep on some map control in these early stages. Adept comes back up to the high ground and hits the wall off. Wouldn't mind a couple of extra Marines continuing through as well. Let's have ourselves the Phoenix and the wall gate continue to produce through. So just continue to bring that by. The more Phoenix we get up here, the better off we're going to be. That's going to keep you very safe throughout those early stages as well, so definitely keep that in mind. Definitely should be something of a factor. As our Adept comes down towards the bottom left. Robo facility coming up, couple more probes, and the Phoenix continue in as well. Couple of simulators on the way. Robo and gateway building. Again, this medevac coming around the left side, ready to come across. Widow Mines unload. herO's on top of them. Complete shutdown. Ooh, one Widow Mine gets the burrow. Goes off, splashes a little bit, but the others will get cleaned up so easily anyways. Good defense, really good defense. Now the medevac gets chased down as well by the Phoenix, so Phoenix is going to go on the hunt. We have one more boost to try and get this medevac away. It's going to run out in a second, then the Phoenix are caught, and we do have some Marines coming forward, but soon enough to save the medevac. No, medevac will indeed fall. As the end of that, the Phoenix don't take any real damage off of it either, so, you know, there's a world there where maybe they took some damage trying to chase into the Marines to get the medevac, but in this case, the Phoenix were A-OK. And so, just a great shutdown in general as herO Continues to the next step of his build, which is the Raven. Well, we saw him with the Raven against MaxBax's Phoenix. That didn't exactly hold out too well, so kind of hoping that that is going to be somewhat improved. I'm going to be honest. As this Adept going to shade forward through the natural and toward the main base for the moment. But the Depot raises and just says no to the attempt to advance further forward here. This is going to be seen how Phoenix going to get turned back around, cycling the Marines. Coming over there, just going to push the Phoenix back. Going to finish those SCVs going down. Another Marine getting picked up. Tank and the Cyclone will gather up, and we just have our Twilight and the Forge continue to come through here. All the moments, just getting not holding the go. And again, Colossus and the Extended Thermal Lance coming up as well. So Phoenix just still chilling. They will continue to hold the map control. This orb's obviously giving you good vision of what's at the front too, so you know about that all the way through. Impact Combat Shield and +1 building by. And our Phoenix will patrol a little bit. Just for a few moments. Just over there. As our Phoenix come by. Just going to be diving for the Ravens. I mean, a bunch of auto turrets go down. You get one Raven, but that was a very expensive Raven. Cost you multiple Phoenix. 3 Phoenix now dead, and one of them is very low HP as well. I think that's the kind of time where you actually don't mind losing the Raven as the Terran player, right? Because this was actually worthwhile. You got rid of so many of the Phoenix. You still have one Raven alive too, so that's nice. And now Phoenix are so much less of a factor. If they're going to be a factor, your opponent has to build back into them, which is obviously very costly, which is not exactly something you want to be doing either. I mean, yeah, that's not a fun place to be at all, as the Extended Thermal Lance, the charge continues through. We've still got our Phoenix about to pop out as well. And now herO, like I said, I mean, again, having to rebuild Phoenix is never fun because they're expensive right now. You want to get to like a good amount of Phoenix and then just go. Now every Phoenix you're adding onto feels a little bit worse off. As you have a Bio pushing through into the center, a couple Cyclones leading that charge, the Raven coming along as well. Yeah, okay, cool. Another Phoenix going down, make that 4. This Phoenix is like, yo, take me with you. Just get it over with. Obviously is in fact trying to find some information, find some info as to what's going on. Colossus gets Matrix, as we are going to see Kua just jumping forwards. Colossus shots getting rid of a few Marines. We dive into the natural. Battery goes down. The Robo's going to pop another Colossus into the fight. Well, you have one tank in the distance going. The Widowmine's going to get rid of the Colossus in the end. A few Marines are going to get turned around, and I think we're going to hold here as herO. He's going to push Kua back. Also, the Phoenix now, the few rebuilding, can actually go and chase, and the Bio continues to collect back in the top. Couple more barracks coming through, Marine Marauder coming out, Viking Medevac, Widowmine, all on the way. This army is still set to maybe push forward to this high ground here. Widowmine gets one on Deb, just going to be seeing the Widowmine. And we get the Phoenix. Colossi putting some more damage in, just going to be hitting that orbital a little bit. The Zald's going to charge forward, but it might to soften them up, and the question will be, can we have a way to get rid of these Colossi? Because if not, Hugo's going to be in a ton of trouble. He's going to be under pressure the entire way through here. SCV's pulling in to try and survive. Well, that's not going to go or end well, and this is going to be these Colossi continue to laser down everything in sight from afar, and Kira is going to tap out to give herO game number 1 of this best of 5 series. GG. GG. The Red Protoss player who will be ahead by 1. This is herO. Taking on the blue Terran in the bottom left from Team Liquid. This is Kua. Alright guys, I don't know why hero's on the barcode. You would have thought after all these years these guys would just know to log on to their named accounts for, you know, we're going to play a tournament match. Or, you know. host with the mod that we host with every single time we host a tournament match as well. They also didn't do that. No game hot in these games, guys. Sorry about that. As they do drop double racks onto the top left-hand corner, so we get that underway. And this full-on proxy opening from Cure. Looking to get something done early. He wants to take an advantage. And get back in control of the series, basically. Just going to try and get that immediately started here. Well, all coming through. herO's going to drop the Nexus down. He's blind. He has not scouted. He scouted a little bit over here. Actually going to go Tech Labs as well. So this is going to be quite the aggressive push in the end when we get to it. This is going to hurt, guys. It's going to have Marauders starting. Concussive Shells will be on the way. And yeah, herO is absolutely zero clue about it at all. Yeah, the proxy is far away, just to respond to chat, but it's far away with the intention of this being more so like a hide it on the map and then go with one big punch rather than like reinforce immediately every time. So looking for more of the surprise factor, so hence it's far away so it didn't get spotted by the initial scouts. Now herO comes up this ramp and is going to see, okay, well there's nothing here. That's terrible for me, so that's going to be terrifying. We'll see how it pans out. Hey, what's up, Dave? Thanks so much for giving a sub out to XBillioden. Thank you so much indeed. And here we go. Well, 2 batteries just started, but the SCVs and the Marauder are going to start pushing forward. Second Marauder coming. This is where you do begin to regret, obviously, not having the closer barracks. This is where it does have more of an impact, obviously. And Dep's going to try and get rid of the SCVs, which would be nice, because I can imagine the SCVs here, there's a world where they do want to just try and build up a bunker or so. So it would be nice to get rid of that. Oh my god, the battery finishes before the Adept even goes down. Now the Adept is basically unkillable. And is this just going to do nothing at all here from Cure? Pretty much forces some batteries, but now he's got a chunk of Marauders that can't really attack in, and I think this is going to be herO getting that scout across the map just in time to tell him what was going on, or that something was going on, and he's able to respond, and hence here we are. Now Cure in a very weird spot, where as more Marauders build as a world, maybe he can start to still get rid of some Stalkies. He's going to pull SCVs. He's going to send it either way. Like I say, there's a point where you can obviously attack, you know, through the battery healing. Right now, I think he's just going to try and force... I thought he was going to try and force an overcharge. And now overcharge is dropped. It's going to help a lot. And like I said, I thought initially he was just trying to get that overcharge quickly, so that then the, the overcharge is gone by the time the SCVs pull in. The Stalker goes down as well. Oracle shows up. Is not going to activate just yet, mind. What are we going to do? There we go. Activates now. Going to see the SCVs wrapping around as we actually do depower all of these batteries so the Marauders can get going onto probes. Having seen the SCV pull, however, you're much more feasibly going to be able to pull the probes here and be okay. Of course, this Oracle is just draining away at the health of the Marauders. We're about to have a second Oracle very shortly as well. And again, if we need to, we could eventually just pull a bunch of probes to help with this, because obviously Cure is not in a good eco position. He's down a base, and he brought all these SCVs across the map, so Cure trying to get it done. Again, the Oracle's just waiting, not in a rush just yet. The SCVs start to go home. They're like, oh, okay. Obviously, there'll be a bunker here now. And we're going to see a third Oracle as well. Still, I think a big question maybe, where is the, a Void Ray, for example? A Void Ray would be constant damage output against this, so I'm kind of surprised not to see one too. But clearly feeling as though triple Oracle is his preferred choice. Obviously, the Oracles are just limited by the energy, where the Void Ray even does bonus damage with prismatic alignment to those Marauders. Stalker helps to get a kill. Now the Oracles are all going to activate at once. We're going to see a bunch of these Marauders start to go down. They try to get back to the bunker. We will lose the low HP one. And the Oracles will continue to chase. Only so many can go in the bunker at once. Oracles still have energy. Another Marauder down. And now when you think that this is only 2 Marauders there, it's not as scary. Here's a few Marines. That's something that then Triple Oracle can still be good against, where the Void Ray would not have been as good. Continue to produce Stalkers. Warp Gate has only just started now as well. It's 1 base each we get reset here, but uh-oh. Oracles across the map, no defense, and so we are going to lose a bunch of SCVs when these Oracles activate. It will not be just now. Engineering Bay on the way, so we'll have a missile turret ready soon, but I think what he wants to do is just gather a bit more energy, then activate just when he knows he'll be able to get as much out of the activation as possible, just because it does cost you a baseline amount of energy to start shooting as the Oracles, and then it drains over time after that. So I think he just wanted to make sure he was going to have enough to kind of drain off after activating, otherwise he might have only gotten like 2 workers, then run out of energy. So trying to just guarantee a little bit extra. Next Oracle activates, SCVs will continue to drop. I mean, eventually a missile turret comes up here, but this is all just more of a disadvantage you have to play your way out of, as we are going to have this missile turret does indeed finish. Oracles will take a couple more hits. So yeah, 27 to 49 supply doesn't look great. Stalker's an Immortal now. We'll bust through the bunker on the low ground. We will lose one Stalker. Bunker actually survives, so far this is a hold on the low ground from Kua, but I can't imagine that this is going to be improving anytime soon. And it really feels as though herO has got himself a game at 2 on the board. Looking for a 2-0 lead. And obviously be wonderful. Great place to play from. As he easily this charge up this round. Bio's going to stim in. Well, this is where the Immortals may be a little bit more tough to defend. We are going to pull the probes forward as well as the Bio. It is okay, but of course, again, the Immortal second one is just so tanky. As GG is called, and that is going to be game number 2 going the way of herO. So herO does get it 2-0. Kalaris on the 13-month resub. Thank you, matey. In the top left-hand side, Red Protoss player 2-0 in the lead right now. Absolutely killing it so far on this one. It is herO. Dragon Kaiser Gaming has not been picked up by another team yet. Which, if you guys didn't hear the news today, well, I'll talk about that in a sec. Bottom right, Blue Terran player Team Liquid Kua. Well, just players are being picked up all over the place. Dark left Dragon Kaiser. He got picked up by Talon Esports since I last streamed. And then also, a very exciting pickup. The entirety of the on-site gaming roster gets picked up by Vitality, or a strategic partnership, they're calling it. But they're going to represent Vitality. I mean, Vitality is a huge team. Like, absolutely huge team. So it's just wild. It is just wild. Every StarCraft 2 player that has a chance of playing at the World Champs, the Saudi event, I'm assuming that's the World Champs, is pretty much just going to get picked up. Like, there's not going to be anyone left behind. I already heard talks of teams trying to buy out top players on other teams' rosters, just trying to buy them out of their contract and to pick them up and stuff. It's actually bonkers. So a lot of the top esports teams in the world are trying to get the best StarCraft 2 players possible. That's great news. I think, yes, it's obviously great for supporting the players. I think Vitality picking up a full team is amazing. I'm a little bit more sad about a bunch of teams like Cloud9 just picking up Gumiho, Talon just picking up Dog. There's going to be a lot of players that are on a team with just them on the team. And while that's nice for the overall reach of StarCraft, there's also the downside of, like, I think maybe it does have a negative effect on, like, the World Team League, for example, right? But yes, overall, it's obviously very positive. Overall, very positive, yes. Reaper is going to grab our little probie in the corner as we will begin to move up towards the upper left-hand side. Why are they doing this? Because the Saudi tournament, the Gamers 8, Esports World Championship, World Cup, whatever we're calling it, basically has prize money based on your team's performance across multiple games. And when I say prize money, we're talking about millions of dollars. I think it's like $1.5 million for first place, the team that has the most points accrued across all the games in the Gamers 8 system. So yeah, that's pretty much what you're seeing. It's why Classic got picked up by Twisted Minds last year as well. He was the only teamless player going into Gamers 8. Like I say, I heard rumors of people trying to buy out like Serral and Raynor from Basilisk because they just wanted them on the team for these points. So it's actually wild. Like, it's hugely influential. So yeah, it's crazy. Millions for SCT. I have no idea what the SCT price was going to be. I mean, we're presuming it's going to be there because of all of these... None of this is actually announced. This is just a presumption. Like, there's no way these teams are picking up players like this without there being basically this confirmed to them, even if it's not public yet, right? It's odd that they're investing so much into an abandoned game, but that's the thing. It's not that much to invest. It's very cheap for them to pick up some StarCraft players relative to their other teams. It's very cheap for them to pick up some StarCraft players, and then they could make the difference of them winning hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? Like, that's the whole point. They are picking up players across all games and teams across all games to be as strong as possible to try and win these team awards. So, I mean, Clem last year getting top 4 in Gamers 8, I think was like it was the difference of like, because Liquid did very well in the Dota as well, it basically meant that Team Liquid got paid like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Like their Dota team plus Clem's performance basically guaranteed them like, I don't know how much it was that Liquid ended with, but it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like it's crazy. As yeah, that was not a great defense early for herO. As we're just talking through this. 10 probes going down. That was a horrible defense early, and Pure will get a bit of momentum going. At least we're going to get the Raven. That's a nice grab. Water turret went down. Doesn't kill anything, though. And, yeah, we take something out of that at the very least. There's our Phoenix and our Oracles gathered together. A little Adept going to shade by. Interference Matrix about to finish up. Raven about halfway done. Cyclone finishing soon. We get this on the way. Oracle activating, and again, just Revelation continues to come down. We're going to lift up the Cyclone there. We dive for the Phoenix again. This time it's a bit more costly. One Phoenix, one Oracle, both dropping. We got a second Raven overall. I think this is still good. Getting rid of the Ravens really depowers some of the Terran pushes, and that might be essential even when you consider the fact that you know, you lost so many workers early. You can see that herO is somewhat desperate to 2 damage, diving these Adepts in as well. He knows he needs to do something, because otherwise the push of the Terran is going to be terrifying. Now Kua makes a 3rd Raven. He's like, well, how many times can you dive onto my Ravens? So he's going to go for number 3. Isn't that crazy? Cyclones lock on. The Phoenix get chased about. One Phoenix going down, another Phoenix going down. Oh, but the 3rd Raven gets caught. So again, it's costing you Phoenix, but hey, at least you are succeeding in getting rid of the Ravens each and every time. No, this Phoenix really could have done with not flying in here. That's just a freebie. That's a mistake from herO getting caught up with everything that's happening. You know, White1224, thank you so much. 9-month resub on the Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As we continue to go pushing to the upper left-hand side, Kua is getting aggressive. We are going to have ourselves the 2 Immortals, a few sentries setting up, and just going to jump forward. First Cyclone goes down immediately. Tank is going to unsiege, and the Marines are going to regather as well. Tank will lift, and we'll continue back down through the center of the map. Again, Phoenix, Sentries, the Immortals coming over. We lift the Cyclone just for a moment or two. Re-engage back up there. Force fields still go down. Stimpaks, Combat Shields, and the 1-1 upgrades all continuing up. There's a couple more mules dropping into the natural. We have our Marines just going to be there to push the Phoenix back as well. Extra Marines just having to pull home means that the Kua aggression is going to end for the moment, and herO will be okay on the other side. Nothing really coming of Kua's attempted push. The Phoenix are still hunting. Man, what a time to be alive in the skies. Because the Phoenix are trying to get rid of anything that pops out of that starport. 3 Ravens so far. Very narrowly a medevac there. There's that turret shooting, the Phoenix taking damage. We do have the Marine unload up here. This is a nice position because you can also just stim to the high ground mineral line here, but this main base is going to work as well. herO going to take a beating. 3-4 workers at the very least going down. The Zealot gets warped in. We get 5 or 6 workers, I believe. Then the Zealot gets warped in. Coming across here, that's going to get shot at now. The Colossus showing up, and that's time to lift and get out. Unless you nab an extra sentry before you go. And trying to get the sentry, we have lost everything. He could have lifted and loaded on the low ground and gone for more probes. Instead, he got a sentry very low HP and didn't quite kill it off in the end. 1 HP! The sentry survives. A bad call from Kua as he just felt as though he could get it. And he dove maybe a little bit too hard that time around. Racks and turrets still coming up because the shell is making its way into play also. These Phoenix still coming across. Shooting. Again, a couple more SCVs, just keeping that harassment up. The more harass you find, the better off these Phoenix pay for themselves, so that's something you want to keep on investing towards. Again, extra gates all coming up. Phoenix back to the top. A few Marines and a medevac on the right side hanging out as well. Two more cannons, extra gateways all building through. And that Twilight Council Chrono boosting away on the charge. Marines are going to stim. And hallucination is going to get blown up by a mine. Pure, somehow after all of this, he's killed 17 pros, but he did lose so many SCVs to the harass. I didn't realize just how much he was losing to the harass. I felt like he was always the one dealing damage, but he lost 20 SCVs over the course of this game. And so herO is still on a worker lead. His army is improving to the point where he's going to have Prism Speed, Disruptors, just additional tech to accompany these initial Colossi. So it is really going to be herO looking better and better here at the moment. Definitely seeing some positive turns right now. He's going to be there. Things get pushed back. Again, +2 attack, +1 armor coming in. The blink is on the way. Yeah, still got that gravitic drive on the way up as well. Some ghosts and some Vikings still being produced. And Bio Army in the center will stand strong for the moment. Having ourselves the Templar Archives just coming through as well. Robot facility also building up. The Bio still coming around. You're not really feeling good to take much more map control, right? I mean, he's had a drop here and a drop there, but when it comes to bigger pushes, he's been very hesitant, very kind of cautious about committing to any of that as he knocked down that Zealot. Coming over the left-hand side, just going to go stimming full ready. Again, Vikings, Barracks, Widowmine still building. That Bioforce still hunting for the moment. He has the Prism on the bottom. Is going to come through. A couple of shots. The missile turret will get rid of the Prisms. The Prism falls. The Vikings will land. See the Zealot still charging forward. Will get knocked down as well. Still everything else on the bottom side trying to take position 2 during this now. There's a blink and +2 attack. Continue up as well. Still got a Disruptor coming in. Starport building here from Cure. City upgrades, Fusion Core, Starport, again, bit of everything being brought up for the moment. We're going to see this Disruptor lands for the Widowmine. Knocking that down immediately. Yeah, I mean, herO has gotten to this army. He's gotten to that kind of set of tech units which really can dictate the pacing of a PvT. You can see him obviously being able to stand in the center of the map is a pretty big net positive in general for him already. Cross coming across the map, Stalkers, Disruptors, leading forward. You blink back away from that Widowmine shot. The Disruptor shot coming through, the Vikings still overhead. Now Stalkers will shoot it up onto a missile turret that will go down. Now we're going to go diving forward. We're actually going to get all of the Disruptors pretty much, so a loss there from herO as he gets a little bit too aggro. Now the Viking count good as well. Phoenix tanking that shot so the Colossus did not go down. I was convinced that at least that one Colossus was going to be dead there, but not the case. herO's still maxed out, by the way, so despite that, he still has the numbers. The instant reinforcements of the Warpins. It's now a lower tech army, but still a scary one. Colossi somehow still protected. Still the Phoenix that are taking all of these Viking shots, so the Vikings have not stopped any of these Colossi, and that means the Colossi are going to run a rampage here. The Disruptor there is going to force the lift off. Well, that's just frustrating too. Now we've got to kind of, unload on the fly. SCVs pull into the repair of this base. Stalkers blink to zone out the Vikings. We've got a couple of libs here that are going to try and provide a defense now as well. But herO is in the position to keep on pushing, pressuring, to take full advantage of the way that this game has played out. So he is looking to do exactly that as a couple more Stalkers get knocked away. The Orbital Command will land once again. Results, warp in one more time. Guardian Shield pops up, and we are going to go diving forward. One Liberator already being knocked down as well, so there go the Liberators. There goes one of the defensive stands from Cure. And finally, he's going to start getting rid of these Colossi, but maybe just way too little, way too late. There's so much Gateway Force on the ground versus the Bio. I don't think it's going to be a fair comparison any longer. Disruptor cleans out the Widowmine. There's still a Colossus mixed in there, but herO just shuts it down 3-0. herO has looked really good lately. He looked great in my eyes in the Masters Coliseum. And boy, has he been looking good in the other events as well. His PvT especially seems to be